today I'm going to be showing you a variation on a design that was inspired by another YouTube beader, and her name is Needy Serrana, and I will put her information in my description as well. But I was very inspired by one of her earring tutorials, and I saw her making these earrings. And she creates this little unit out of, now she uses 6 super duos. So she creates a hexagon and not a pentagon. And here, instead of 3 seed beads, she uses another 3mm pearl. But I wanted to save my 3mm pearls, because what I'm going to do is, I think you can see here, I've got already 11 of these units, and I need 12 of them in order to create a dodecahedron, which is what I want to do. So what I'm going to do is, I have to make my 12th here, so I'll show you how I make mine, you know, with the little changes that I've added. But I definitely recommend that you go over to Needy's channel and see her beautifully produced video. I'm a new creator, so you know, I haven't gotten my sort of workflow as refined as she has. She's got a very nice, obviously, filming rig, and she's very clever about the way that she films her tutorials. So I do recommend you go and see her make her little 6-pointed figure with, I guess she's got 12 pearls in each of hers. So, I guess without further ado, let's talk about materials. So to make one of my little units here, you need 5 of these Super Duo beads, and I'm using Turquoise Picasso is the color, and I got these from Potomac Beads. And the 11O seed beads I'm using are Miyuki Galvanized Antique Gold, and these I got from BeadFX in Toronto. And I also got these 3mm check glass pearls, cream color, from BeadFX also. So 3mm pearls as well. So to start off then, we are going to pick up an 11O, a 3mm pearl. These are kind of a little difficult to thread. I've got to find a hole there. 3mm pearl, an 11O, a Super Duo, an 11O, and another 3mm pearl. There we go. So you have that on your needle. And I guess I will zoom in now, because it's probably easier for you to see what I'm doing larger. I know I haven't been very good about filming close up, but I'm learning. Okay, and what you're going to want to do is just tie these into a circle. So I'm just going to do a little double knot here, and I guess I've been using a surgeon's knot for the second part of that double knot, and we'll see how this goes on camera. This is not my forte, tying things in a circle. There we go. And what I was doing at this point is feeding this tail, just by hand actually, into the 3mm pearl. So I'm just finding the little hole there and feeding my line into that pearl. And I share this project with you just because, well, for one thing, it was inspired by YouTube, so it seems fitting that it should end up on my YouTube channel. And for another, yeah, it's just, you know, something that I kind of wanted to try on a Sunday, and it's Sunday, so here I am. And then I'm just going to cut off that tail. Oh, and by the way, I am using monofilament, and the important thing to notice here is I'm using 0.008 inch or 0.2 millimeter. And this is this Trilene XT Extra Tough Berkeley. It's made in the US, but I got this on Amazon.ca not long ago. So if you're in Canada, I'm sure you can get it. And if you're in the US, I'm sure it's available somewhere. Okay, so now once you have this, what you're going to do is you're going to feed your needle into that 11/0 bead. And you're going to pick up 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 11/0 seed beads, and then you're going to put them in there and pull. Okay, and at this point I'm going to flip around the circle because I like to sew away from me. So we have this. And I'm just going to advance into that next 11/0 seed bead in the circle there, like so. And then at this point, you pick up a 3mm pearl, an 11/0, a super duo, and an 11/0. So you've got that on your needle. And you go into, it's kind of like a right angle weave you're doing here, if you're familiar with that. You're going to go into that pearl and also into that seed bead that you're coming out of, that 11/0 seed bead, and pull. And then you end up with this. And so now you've got 3 pearls and 2 super duos. And then just go into that next one. We're going to do what we just did again. So you're going to pick up your pearl, your 3mm pearl. You're going to pick up an 11/0, a super duo, and an 11/0 again. So you've got that on your needle. And you're just going to go into that 3mm pearl again and that 11/0 seed bead and pull. And you have this now. And then you're going to go into that next seed bead. So you're coming out of that. And then you're going to pick up your last 3mm pearl, an 11/0 seed bead, a super duo, an 11/0 again. So you have this on your needle. And you're just going to go into that pearl again, like so, and pull. And now we have this. And now you're going to want to go through that next 11/0 seed bead and up into that 3mm pearl. And you're going to pick up an 11/0 seed bead, the last super duo, and another 11/0 seed bead. So you have, you have that on your needle. And you just want to go back into that pearl there, into the 11/0 seed bead, and also into that 3mm pearl. And pull. Actually, I'm going to take my pliers to pull that through because it's a little tight. And now you have this. And now advance your needle into that 11-0 seed bead. Oh, my thread is getting caught on my pliers off screen. Okay, so now you're coming out of there. And I want you to pick up 2 11-0 seed beads, like so, and into that super duo, the top hole of the super duo. Oh, gotten my thread through the loop there. So you have this. And then pick up 2 more 11-0 seed beads, and then into this 11-0 and through that 11-0. And yeah, so you got that, and pull. And now I want you to pick up 2 more 11-0 seed beads. We're going right the way around, and we're just adding 2 11-0 seed beads beside each of these super duos. So pick up 2 more, and you're just going into those 2 and pull. You got that. And pick up 2 more 11-0s and into there, that top hole of that super duo. And pick up 2 more, and oops, I lost my 11-0. Okay, and then into these 2. See, we're just putting those 2 seed beads against all the super duos. And if you look at Needy's tutorial, it's much better. It's much better than this at demonstrating this part of it anyway. And then pick up 2 more 11-0s, and you can actually do this in 2 steps, right? You can just go through that one, but I like to just go through both of those at the same time. And 2 more 11-0s on your needle, like so. And actually here, got that, and then you're just gonna go into that top hole again. And now we just have to put 2 there. And go all the way, so into this one and into these three there. And that gets you to in position for the next thing. So you've got this now, actually. It's kind of 3D, but that's going to help us when we assemble our dodecahedron. So it's going to be more like a ball. Okay, so you've got that. And now pick up 4 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got that. And you're just going to go into that seed bead there. And then I want you to pick up 1, 2, 3 seed beads and go into the next. And this is where in Needy's tutorial she puts a another 3mm pearl there instead. I mean, I think any 3mm anything could go there, you know. Okay, and here's oh, sorry. 4. We need 4 at the tips of our flowers. Like so. And then I'm going to pick up 1, 2, 3 seed beads and into there. Like so. And then I'm going to pick up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And into this one. Oh, I accidentally went through there, which I didn't mean to. And there we go. We have that. And then we need to pick up 1, 2, 3. And, oh, no, sorry, 4, because we're at the tip. 4, and then we're going in there. Oh, sorry, no, I was right. We weren't there yet. So, my bad, I'm just backing out here of what I just did. Okay, sorry. So, 1, 2, 3 is what we want. We do want 3 because we're just going to here. And this is where Needy would add a pearl, but I'm adding just 3 seed beads. And now add 1, 2, 3, 4 seed beads, like so. And we're just going to add those to the tip, like that. And then 1, 2, 3 seed beads. And we're going to connect to that part of our work. And then we're going to pick up 4 seed beads, and we're going in here. And now we're about to complete the round, so we're just going to pick up 1, 2, 3 seed beads, and you want to go in to this seed bead here. So that's the 3rd one up from the bottom. And then we're going to go up to the tip, like so. And we're going to add 1 bead to create that nice point. I don't know if Needy does this in her tutorial. I mean, she may. I just don't remember. And then you've just got to work your way over now to the tip of the next petal. Okay? And I'm just going to find 1 seed bead. And I'm just going to work my way across to that other and we're just adding 1 bead to each of the tips. And here we are. And now we're in position to add our last pebble tip bead. And we're done. And now I want to think about how I'd like to connect these together. I haven't really come up with a strategy yet. I'm just going to work my way across till I'm at the tip of one of these here. I mean, I suppose we could just sew them together. Maybe I'll try that to begin with. Okay, so I'm just going to you can see what I'm doing here, right? I'm just taking the tips of these three here, and I'm just sewing them together into a circle. Like so. Yep. So now those have been sewn together. Probably want to keep those in the same orientation. And now I'm going to go and advance my needle to this tip here. And now here I am. And I think I am going to just connect now to the tip of this star, like so. And we can get another one in here. And I'm just going to sew those into a round of 3. It's a little fiddly, especially trying to show you all of this on camera, but I'm doing my best. I just thought it would be kind of fun to do this in real time with you and see kind of how it turns out. This is an experiment, so you know, your mileage will vary. I don't know what to expect. We're going to discover together what happens here. Okay, so I'm coming out of here, so I think I'll just advance to the next tip. Okay, sorry about that. My camera ran out of storage all of a sudden. So I guess this was taking longer than I thought it would. Okay, so we were here and we were making our way to the tip of this 5-pointed star-like thing. I'm not sure what to call it. It's sort of a halfway between a flower and a star. I'm not sure how to describe it. Okay, so so here I am at the tip of this one, and I'm just going to introduce now another one, and we're going to join those at their star tips or petal tips, however you want to think about this. Again, I'm just looping them in a circle, like so. So we have this. You see, we're sort of gradually getting these all the way around. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to have to do is get to this tip here. So I'm going to work my thread over there now. And working my way across. So the hard part is over, which is assembling the little pieces, and now's the fun part where we get to see what it looks like when we sew it all together. Okay, just gonna, whoops, got that puppy in there by accident. Okay, so I'm finally at this tip, and now I think we're going to want to get another one here, like so. So we're going to connect it. We're going to connect those 3 tips again. So I'm just going to feed my needle through there and feed my needle through here. And my needle through here. And now we have this. And I'm going to work my needle tip, my needle all the way over now to this tip. I just got myself. Do you ever do that? Do you ever just suddenly stab yourself with your needle by accident? Well, I did. Actually, you can kind of see. Got myself. Oh no. Okay, and I'm coming out of there. Just trying to get my needle to the tip of that star/flower, whatever this thing is. Trying not to bleed too much all over everything. Sorry for the gore. Okay. And now, we may not realize it, but look, we're in a position to just sew all these together. So let's sew this to this. Also to this. Ooh, I think it's going to be so pretty. And so now we have that. And all of these points have been joined together. So now I have to figure out I think that's the next thing that we're going to have to do, is we're going to have to work our needle down. Sorry, I know I'm not very good at keeping this in frame right now. Actually, do you know what? I think I might, maybe I'll zoom out a bit, because, not in, out, oh, that's too much. Okay, there we go. So now, what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to get down to the tip here. So I'm just sewing my way down there. This isn't really so much a tutorial in a sense as it is just kind of like I'm sharing an experiment with you guys, because I have never done this before, so I don't know how it's going to turn out. Although I am excited about it because I think this thing could be quite pretty if it works. Okay, and I'm just gonna work my thread up to the top there, following the thread path. Oops. You got to be careful when you sew these sort of 3D objects that you don't end up looping around things and catching your thread on them. Okay. So now I'm out at the tip here. And actually maybe I will zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so now let me see, how is this going to go together here? Yeah. Okay, so oops, there's my thread. I'm just going to, now that I'm at the tip here, I'm going to include another one. Like so. So if you want to see, actually I'll try and flatten it out a bit for you here. So I think for now I might just attach one here, one here, one here, one here, and one here, and that will make the construction probably simpler. So we're just like, we pinched these two together to get this one there, and I'm going to pinch those two together to put one here and here and here and here. So yeah, I'm just going to keep sewing my way around. And I'm going to get to the tip here. Oops. Oh, I just broke my needle. Oh no. Okay, I'm just going to pause. Okay, sorry, before I broke my needle, we had just attached this star here, and now I'm in the process of my thread is right here, and I'm just going to get to this tip here. So that's where I'm headed. If I don't break another needle, that would be nice. Needle doesn't really want to go in there. There we go. Got it in. So I'm still there and I want to go there. So I'm just going to migrate over. At last, here I am. Okay, so we're just gonna actually get these 11 O's out of my way. Don't need those anymore. Now we just need another one of these guys. And like so. Oh, actually. Now, I'm going to show you why I'm backing out here. I'm just gonna zoom in so that you can see this. You see, we don't want to work against the thread direction. So if I went this way, I actually want to connect this one to this first. And I just didn't see that when I started threading these together. That really what I wanted was to come over here first, because you want everything to be flowing in the right direction. You don't want to go against the direction that the that the thread is trying to go. Oh gosh, what have I done? Okay, I've got my it's catching on my pliers off screen too. Look at that. Okay, so do you see what I mean? Here. See how these two are coming together correctly? And I'm going to now feed my needle because we've got a proper circle here. I'm trying to do this so that you can see. Oops, it's a really floppy object at the moment. But you see that? So you want to get them so that they sit nicely like that. Okay, so now I'm going, see if I'll probably zoom out again now. Whoops, too much. There. Okay, so we just did that one. So now I want to come to this tip here. See, so these were the first ones that we connected. Then we connected this. Then we connected this. Whoops. Then we connected that one. And now I'm going to connect one here. So I need to get my thread where it is all the way over here to here. So I'll do that now. I'm actually thinking it's not that interesting watching me move my thread over there. So I'll join you when I've got it in that position. Okay, so now I am here and I'm in a position to sew another star slash flower to our ball here. Just gonna do this like so. And maybe I'll zoom in a bit on that to show you. So I've gotten them together there, like so. And, oops, I'm just gonna zoom out, oh gosh, all the way out. There we go, I'll zoom in a bit. There. So we've, I'll kind of do it like that. So we've attached one here, one here, one here, and now I'm going to, my thread is there, and I'm going to move my needle over here, and I'll join you when I've done that. Okay, so we added this one, this one, this one, and after adding that one, I moved my thread all the way over here so that I can add the fourth one now. And I'll just feed that through like so. And I'll zoom in just a little bit there so that you can see. Unfortunately, I'm using monofilament, so you probably have a hard time seeing the thread. And there. And so now we've got 4 of them, and we just need to move our needle, our thread from here to here to add the 5th. And once I get my needle in place, I'll be right back. Okay, so here I am, and now I'm in a position to attach the 5th in this round. Okay, so we've got we've got this with all these floppy things coming off it now. But I don't know if you can see this, but once you've gotten all those into place, it wants to hook up with adjacent. You see how that's working? It wants to hook up with, there are 3 there that really want to hook up. It's pretty apparent at this point. Okay, so I'm going to work my needle over there and I'll be right back. Okay, so here I am now at this tip, and I guess you can see, right, that these 3 want to go together. So that's what I'm going to do now, is I'm just going to attach those 3 together. like that. And I'm now just gonna, I think I'll probably take, which path should I take? Probably just go across here to get there, to join these. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we had just connected these, and we noticed that right next to these, there was this. So I brought my needle over, and I'm going to connect these three now that really seem to, quote unquote, want to be together. So I'm just going to make sure these get connected here. Maybe I'll go around one more time just to secure the connection. Oh, I'm getting kind of excited about this. I think this is going to be quite pretty. Okay, so let's see. Yes, so now we've connected those. We want to come over here to connect these three. So I'll be right back. Okay, so here I am at the tip here, and I'm going to connect these three that clearly want to connect with one another. See, once you lay everything out the way that I showed you, the geometry is going to really guide you to how the rest of everything wants to be connected. Just the curvature of everything will guide you. The way these pieces fall into place, it's kind of like you're solving a puzzle, you know? Okay, so now again, I'm here, but I'm gonna work my way over to here. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I've made it to this place. I was here. So I just took the thread path across here to get here. And I'm just gonna connect these three units now. I hope you're seeing through this exercise how you can take a unit, you know, if you can create something kind of small, and you can use it as a design element, and you can build it up, you know. Like I'm doing here. Okay, so we are finished connecting those three. Now, I think these are the last three to connect on this round. So once I work my thread all the way over from here to here, I'll be right back. Okay, I've managed to get my needle from the point where it was, which was here. I just came up over here, threaded through there, and now here I am, and I'm just going to connect these three elements or units. I'm going to go around, I think, a couple of times. I've been reinforcing them these last few. I think it's probably best to do that. You don't want to have to find your way through the thread path to reinforce them later on, because we've already been through these tiny little beads multiple times, and you know, going through them again, you might actually, trying to force the thread through there, you might end up having to break them. So now I'm just gonna get my thread into position for the next stage of this construction. Okay, so I don't know if you can see what we've got here now, but we have this, and we have one left, and we know that it has to go here, and it has to connect to the tips of everything that's there. So I'm just going to start by sorry, out of frame. I'm just going to start here by connecting it to where we are here. Oops. It's kind of awkward trying to do this so that you could see it on camera as well. So sorry. I'm sort of like I say, this isn't necessarily a tutorial. This is just your able to kind of watch my process. I sort of am turning the camera on so that you can see me when I'm, you know, designing, basically, is what's happening here. I'm just at work designing something new. So I'm just going through reinforcing this a couple of times. Sewing the tips of these units together. There. So now we're going to have to do that 1, 2, 3, 4 more times, right? So I'm just gonna, oh, I guess it's not gonna take me that long to get my thread over there, but maybe I will pause. Okay, so here I am. I've gotten my thread over to this point here, and I'm just gonna connect these 3 points together now. And this is just us stitching in the remaining element, the one last piece. Gosh, this is going to be quite pretty when it's done. I kind of like the color scheme. The camera isn't doing it justice, unfortunately. That's what I get for filming with my iPhone. Okay. Actually, the iPhone camera is pretty good. Right. Okay, so we've connected those 2 spots, and we have 3 more to go. So I'm just gonna, I'll meet you back when I've navigated to this tip here. Okay, here I am. I've made it to this position here, and I'm just gonna now sew these 3 corners of these 3 units together, the points of these 3 units. And I'm going to reinforce it a few times too. So you see, all I'm actually doing is I'm just sewing those 3 beads together. That's all it is. See? Just sewing those 3 beads together. And these all fit together, tip to tip. Okay, where am I? Coming out of there. Okay, I do recommend a size 12 beading needle to do this, by the way. Wouldn't want to try without one. Okay, so now we just have 2 more attachment points to go. So I'm here and I will pause and I'll be right back once I get my needle here. Okay, here I am, and I'm going to do my second to last attachment here of this unit as we sew it in. Again, all I'm doing is just attaching these 3 beads together. It's all I've done all the way along, really, is just attach 3 beads together. And the geometry just does the rest. It's really amazing. You know, there's just something about these structures. I mean, we see them in nature. We see them in, well, not that chemistry is nature, but you see them in chemistry, you see them in biology, you see them like everywhere. These structures. And here we are using them in beading. Okay, so now maybe you can see that we just have this one last point to connect. So I'm gonna go from here and I will get my needle over here and I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are at the end stage, and I'm just gonna sew up these last 3 points and we'll see what we have. Okay, well, there we are, we're done. And look what we have. I wonder if I can adjust the, just hoping I can adjust the color somehow, or the, well, anyway, I will put this in the light box and you'll see it before I even assemble it, because through the magic of, oops, I'm trying to just get it centered here, through the magic of editing. You'll have already seen this in my light box on the turntable. It does seem that some of the connections, before I started reinforcing the connections, yeah, I think you're going to want to reinforce those connections as you go, because there are a couple that were a little loose that I'm going to obviously have to go back and reinforce. But there you have it. I mean, the Needy Serana unit in a dodecahedral structure. You know, the other thing that I might think about doing actually is, I don't know if you can see here, but there are kind of groups of 3 seed beads here. And I kind of wonder if I put some struts in there if it wouldn't reinforce this whole structure a little better. So that's something that I might do, actually, if I'm thinking about it. I don't know how much these beads are going to allow me to go through them. I've been through them multiple times at this point, and I don't know how well they'll tolerate it. Seems like that one didn't quite line up properly. I wasn't sure why. Oh well, I don't know what's up with that one. But anyway, that is a pretty nifty little object, I think. And I don't know, maybe a bit of a work in progress, a design in progress, but I do think there's potential there. Hi, I just wanted to come back here and say this structure ended up being not very solid, and I felt like it needed some reinforcement. So what I've decided to do here is I've added pearls here, 3mm pearls. And so I'm just going to show you what I've been doing. So if you ever wanted to, follow along and do this yourself, you could. I've come through this set of 3 seed beads, and I've got my thread coming out there. And I'm just going to pick up a 3mm pearl, and then I'm going to find the 3 beads on the other side here, and I'm going to go in there like so and pull, and you'll see that this will just pull that, it'll just pull that pearl into place. And then I'm going to put another 3mm pearl on my needle. And I'm going to come in and go through those 3 seed beads that I was initially coming out of to begin with. So I've done a full square. And what this does is it kind of creates some struts, right? Like it's just sort of reinforcing this edge here. And so I've done that kind of all over this structure. I've got a few more places where I'm going to put them. And then I'm going to take this thing over to the light table. It actually has turned into a much more solid structure, something that, I can imagine. I'm just going to zoom out here. Whoops. Something that I can imagine, just being a nice little ornament or something later. Anyway, when I'm done, I will photograph it on the light table, and it will be the intro to this video. So you will have seen what the finished product looks like. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this exploration of, I guess, using this Needy Serrana unit to create this ornament. I mean, it's been really fun. Okay, bye. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later.